Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Students, this is Mr. Yousaf here, and today we will discuss about the importance of communication and the elements of communication which are so important, which can be said as the principles of communication are 7 C's of communication. 7 C's of communication, they not only play a pivotal role in the business communication, but also in our practical life. Let's see in the further slides, we will discuss about 7 C's, and you can have good communication skills after getting knowledge about these 7 points. Students, 7 C's of communication. There are 7 C's. Number 1 is conciseness, clarity, completeness, consideration, concreteness, courtesy, and correctness. These 7 C's should be included in our communication, either it is verbal or non-verbal. Lacking of one of the C's of communication will make our communication, it can make our communication defective communication. If these all 7 principles or 7 C's included in our communication, written communication or oral communication, then we can say that our communication is complete. Otherwise, absence of one of the C's changes our communication into defective communication. You know that communication is the transformation of message, transformation of ideas, transformation of emotions, or transformation of words through written or through oral gestures. So as far as the concern of conciseness, it is very important element, it is very important principle of communication. In conciseness, conciseness means shortness. Number 1, communication, what you want to say in least possible words, in few words. You can, if you have ability to sum up a detail into few words, then it is called conciseness. If you talk too much, if you talk in detail, or if you write a message in detail, then your reader or your listener will become fed up. And the length of or too much or the excess of the words, or if your paragraph is too lengthy, or if you are speaking too much, which you can say, which you can transform in short words, then this will not be conciseness, and it will make your reader or your listener bored. So number 2, necessary for effective communication. Conciseness is necessary for effective communication, because if you have ability to sum up your words in a few sentences or in few words, then your reader in short time will be able to get the message which you want to say, and it will be helpful to make your communication effective. Number 3, it is time saving. If you have ability to write your message in concise form, then it is time saving for your writing or for your speaking. And as far as the concern of your listener or your reader, it will be also for him time saving. Number 4, it is cost saving. Cost saving, it saves your money. You will not waste so many pages. You will not waste a lot of time on email or on writing message, sending through post office or through TCS, LCS, OCS, or it will not take your lot of money and time as well. Number 5, it highlights the main message. Your short words, your conciseness of your message will be highlighted what you want to say. Number 6, it avoids excessive and meaningless words, or punning of words, or repetition of words, or if you it saves you to repeat time and again the same words or meaningless words. Number 7, it provides short and essential message, to the point message, necessary message, what you want to say in few words you can write, and this is called conciseness in communication. Number 8, it is more appealing, attractive, and comprehensible. Comprehensible means understandable. If your passage, if your communication is too much or too lengthy or in long paragraphs, then it may be possible that the reader cannot understand few words, cannot understand the difficult verb, cannot understand the long sentences. And if you're writing in few words and few sentences and you're writing to the point, then your reader or your listener can comprehend your message easily. Number 9, it is non-repetitive in nature. Repetitive means that you're not repeating your message, you're not repeating your ideas, you're not repeating your words. So, as a whole, keeping in view these 9 points, it can be said your message through either it is a written message or it is oral message, it should be concise in form, it should be short, it should be comprehensible, it should be understandable, but it should be short. Long message will lose its importance. उर्दू में ये कहते हैं कि तूल कलामी जो है ये आपकी गुफ्तगू को जो है उसका मगज़ को चट कर जाती है. लंबी गुफ्तगू करेंगे, लंबी चीज़ें हम लिखेंगे तो ये अंडरस्टैंडेबल नहीं होंगी. शॉर्ट चीज़ें लिखें, कम्युनिकेशन के अंदर ये लाजमी है, टू द पॉइंट चीज़ें लिखें ताकि इसको सुनने और पढ़ने वाला अंडरस्टैंड कर सके. Students, number 2 is clarity. Clarity means your message should be clear and candid. There should not be any ambiguity. It should be understandable. Your emphasis should be on the real message, on the specific message, your objective, your goal. You have to say, you have to write, your story should be on your specific point, on your specific message. Because if you are not on your message, if you are not talking related to your topic or related to your message, then it will astray, it will mislead your reader or your listener. If your message is clear, then it will make easier for your listener, for your reader to understand your message. Your ideas, your thoughts should be complete as well as clear what you are writing or what you are saying. If your message is clear, then it will make your message appropriate and exact. You have to use concrete words. You have to use those words or that vocabulary which is understandable, which is easy to understand. If there is any ambiguity, if there is anything which is not understandable, then it can mislead your reader or your listener. Students, your message should be concise, clear, and then complete. Because your message should be included all facts and figures. Message sender considers the message receiver. You have to keep in mind his demands, your receiver's demands, your receiver's mental caliber, your receiver's educational level. Because if you will miss anything, then the receiver will be misguided or will be misled. Number 3, it enhances and develops an organization's reputation. If your message is completed, then it will enhance, it will groom, it will develop your reputation as well as the reputation of your organization. If your message is incomplete, then your receiver, your listener will not be satisfied. Number 4, it is cost saving. Your message is complete, then it is cost saving in a manner that your receiver will not ask time and again about different information or different queries if your message is completed. If your message is not completed, then your receiver will write you again that he did not understand this or that. Then again you have to write something. So if your message is complete, then there is no need to bother. Number 5, no main information is missing. Means that your message should not miss any kind of information. All facts and figures should be included. Number 6, it gives additional information. If you have any additional information, you can include your message so that your receiver should know about this additional information, and if in future he can ask any kind of question, before asking any question, he should have all the answers. Number 7, it leaves no question in the mind of receiver. If you have sent additional information, then your receiver will not have any further information, further question, further query in his mind which he wants to ask in future. Number 8, it helps in better decision making by the audience or receiver. It helps in better decision making means that it makes you to become a good decision maker, and keeping in view your audience or your receiver, the given additional information will help you to make a good decision in future. Number 9, receiver gets all relevant information. The asked questions by the sender, if you give the answer of asked question by the receiver, then he will be satisfied, and he will give answers, or he will take step, or he will give feedback according to your objectives. If your message is incompleted, if your message is not concise, if your message is not clear, then your communication will be changed definitely into defective communication, and you cannot give business, or you cannot gain reputation, you cannot get goodwill of yourself as well as of your organization if your message is not completed. So your message should be completed by all respects. Students, 4th C is consideration. It means that stepping into the shoes of others. Keep yourself at the place of other. Your customer, you should know, you should be well aware about the difficulties or complications of your receiver. If you feel that your receiver or your listener or the person who is going to give you business is in some kind of complication or problem, and if you share with him, if you consider his problems, then he can give you good business, and he can make your communication an effective communication, because consideration makes your communication an effective communication. And number 3, it keeps in mind the audience point of view, background, mindset, educational level. Because if you're not keeping in your mind, if you're not considering the point of view of your audience, or background of your audience, or mindset, mind caliber, educational level, or needs or demands of your audience, then it means that you are not considering your audience. Number 4, it helps to know the audience, their requirements, their emotions, their problems, their demands. Then you will offer those things according to the requirements of your audience, requirements of your customers. It means that you consider them, you know them, you have knowledge about them, you have information about their emotions, requirements, and their mental caliber, and their needs as well. Number 5, it considers the self-respect of the audience. And if you consider each and everything of your audience, and you talk, you give them services, you give them your product, or you keep them in your mind, then it means that you are giving them self-respect, you are keeping in view the self-respect of your audience. And self-respect is everything. And giving self-respect to others will give you good business, good repute, respect, or goodwill. Number 6, modify your words in message to suit the audience needs while making your message complete. It means that change your words, choose those words which suit your audience, which suit your listeners, which suit your customers. They will think that you are talking their language. They will think that you are thinking about them. They will consider that you are talking about their benefits. You are talking about their advantages. Then they will give you business. They will make your communication effective. Number 7, emphasis on you approach. You approach means your audience. You give them impression that they are everything for you. Give them first benefits. Talk about their benefits. Talk about their advantages. talk about you approach. Don't say I, don't say we, that we will give this, we want this, I want this. No, say like this, you will get this, you will get this benefit, you will get this advantage. ये आपने देखा होगा बोर्ड्स पे लिखा होता है कि गेट बाय वन गेट वन. इसमें लोगों के लिए जो है वो फ़ायदा है. आप एक बोतल लें एक फ्री, एक पिज़्ज़ा लें एक फ्री. ये यू अप्रोच है. नंबर 8, प्रोड्यूस इंटरेस्ट इन द ऑडियंस. डोंट स्टार्ट योर कम्युनिकेशन इन अ टिपिकल वे. क्रिएट मोटिवेशन, create interest in the audience. When you think, you should mobilize yourself. Go to, if possible, all the people, all the audience, and introduce yourself, get their introduction as well, and make a good relation with them, a good rapport with them, and create interest and motivation. And in this way, they will be able to understand what you want to say, and they will be able to give you the response, good response or good feedback. Number 9, show optimism towards your audience. If you are pessimistic, if you are thinking in negative way, if you are not optimistic, then your audience will become optimistic. You're pessimistic. If you are optimistic, your audience will become optimistic. And if you are pessimistic, your audience will become pessimistic. And ultimately, you will be at fault, you will be at loss. Number 10, emphasis on what is possible rather than what is impossible. Don't talk about impossibilities. Don't talk about negative things. Don't talk about difficult things. Talk about what is possible. What is possible for them. What is achievable. What is beneficial. Number 11, lay stress on positive words and positive attitudes. If your words are positive, your gestures, your bodily expressions, your physical features, your physical communication, your non-verbal communication is positive, your attitude is positive, your attitude, your behavior is positive, then ultimately your audience will be positive. And stress on positive words and positive attitude. Students, next number 5 C is concreteness. Concreteness means to make strong. Number 1, it means particular and clear communication. Your communication should include all the previous C's to make your communication clear and particular. Number 2, it is not fuzzy and general communication. It is not fuzzy and general means it is very specific. It is not informal. It is specific communication. And make your general communication into specific communication by adding all the previous C's. Number 3, it has specific facts and figures. You are not talking in air, and you have to give the real facts and figures, up-to-date facts and figures. You are not going to give them the previous or past facts and figures. It will make it will demolish, it will destroy your whole building. Number 4, words are used which make repetition. Speak or use the positive words, positive attitude, positive vocabulary, which make your reputation positive and useful for yourself, for your business, and for others as well. Number 5, such messages are not misinterpreted. Use that language, use those phrases or sentences which are easily comprehensible, which are easily understandable, which don't create any kind of misinterpretation. Because as many as people are there, they have their own interpretations, they have their own translation of different things. And if you give this simple or to the point thing, then everyone will translate that phrase or that sentence or that communication what you want. So keep your message clear and candid. Yes, students, number 6 is courtesy. Courtesy shows as a sender your expression that you should polite, you should courteous, you should be gentle while communicating. Number 2, it should show respect of the receiver, and your message should show that you are showing respect and self-respect of your receiver. Number 3, the sender, as a writer, as a communicator, should be polite, judicious, reflective, and enthusiastic, should be optimistic, should be happy, should have good attitude and better behavior for the receiver. Number 4, it takes into consideration point of view and feelings of the message receiver. That if a receiver is asking something in written form, in oral form, then consider what he is saying. Try to understand, try to listen, give him space, give him time, give him opportunity to take his point of view, and consider his feelings, consider his point of view, consider what he wants to say. This is courtesy. Number 5, it is positive and audience-oriented message. Your communication 100% should base on the audience. It should be audience-oriented message. It should not be the sender-oriented message. If you are just writing about yourself, what you think, what you want, then it means that your message is lacking. Your message does not have anything for your audience, for your listener. So you have to show positive and audience-oriented message. Number 6, it makes use of terms showing respect for the message receiver. Number 7, it is not at all a biased message. Biased message that if in your listeners, if there are females and males, and if you're just talking about males, it means that you are biased. You're not talking about the rights of females. And for example, if in a gathering there are female doctors and male doctors, and you are talking about just female doctors, it means that in your audience, males and females both are included. But you are just talking about female doctors. You are not talking about male doctors. It means that you are biased. You should be neutral. Yes, students, last C is correctness. Having all 6 C's but lacking this C makes your communication defective communication. So this is the 7th element. This is 7th principle. As we make any recipe, and we have to include all the ingredients if we are making any kind of food. So similarly, correctness is very important element for effective communication. There should not be any error, grammatical error in your communication, or there should not be any error of sentence structure or any spelling mistakes. Your message should be correct, exact, organized, and well timed. You have to keep in your mind the punctuation as well, because it boosts up, it increases the confidence level of your audience, and it will have greater impact on your audience or your receiver as well. And it gives good opportunity to your audience to give the positive response or positive reply to you. And it checks for the precision and accurateness of facts and figures used in the message, because your audience can check that the facts and figures which you have included in your communication, either they're wrong or right. They can check. If your facts and figures are right, then your audience, your reader, your listener will take your message correct, will you take your message completed, will take your communication, effective communication, that you are talking on the facts, you're talking on facts and figures, you're talking on truth, and what you are talking has been justified. So it has appropriate and correct language in the message. Your language should be correct, your language should be appropriate, your vocabulary, your word, your sentences, your grammar, your English word, your vocabulary, sentence structure, your syntax or intonation, each and everything should be correct. Your facts and figures included in your communication should be facts. And students, at last, all these 7 C's, they make your communication an effective communication, which can make your communication very effective and which can give you good business, which can give you good reputation, goodwill to you and your organization. Thank you. अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आई है और आपके जहन में कुछ सवालात हों तो आप इसको लाइक करने के साथ साथ सवाल जो हैं वो सवाल की सूरत में कमेंट भी कर सकते हैं। अगर आपके जहन में कोई टेंशन हो, कोई क्वेश्चन हो, कोई क्वेरी हो, और नीचे दी गई ईमेल पर हमें मेल भी कर सकते हैं। थैंक यू।